Slava Ukraini.
Slava Ukraini.
Yeah.
That means, remind me what that means?
Glory to Ukraine.
Slava Ukraini.
Yeah.
Do you remember the name of your high school?
There's no names, just numbers. Mine was number 3.
Wait. What do you mean high schools don't have a name?
It's just a school.
No, number 3.
Yeah.
Teach me some Ukrainian.
Доброго дня.
Доброня.
Доброго дня.
Доброго дня.
Доброго дня.
Доброго дня. Hello, my name is Charlie Karomi, and apart from being drop-dead gorgeous and incredibly talented, I am also an immigrant. You see, in 2022, I packed up my bags and left my home country of Kenya to a country I'd never been to before. For adventure, for opportunity, for meh, why not? But my story is not unique. You see, every single year, tons of people immigrate to new countries to start new lives, just like me. That means tons of new exciting stories are out there. This is a place where you'll get to listen to some of them. This is Vibes and Visas.
And now my love for you is so strong.
Hey, welcome to Vibes and Visas with me, your host, Charlie Karomi. This is a place where immigrants, aka adventurers, aka explorers, they share the stories of their amazing exploits all around the world. Now, let me tell you guys about the similarities between tattoos and immigration. Tattoos and immigration, both of those things are very big decisions. They require a lot of planning. They're not that cheap. Some of them are painful, as I learned, but also if you plan it right and if you do it right, you will be so proud of the outcome when you're done. Now you're asking, Charlie, why are you telling us about tattoos and immigration? It's because our guest today is one of the biggest, dopest tattoo artists on Vancouver Island. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the one, the only, Dima! You gotta make it explode. How are you doing, Dima?
Doing good.
You're doing good?
Yes.
You're looking fresh, looking nice, looking relaxed.
I tried. My wife tried. She helped me trim my beard this morning. Yes.
Nice. Oh yeah, that thing, like, you know, as a married man, you're about to leave the house and then your wife goes like, no, turn around, let me see. No.
She didn't like my pants, but it's just pants. At least they're not in the camera that much.
Yeah, but you're good. You look very fresh. I love the hoodie. Tell me about the hoodie.
Thank you. Hoodie is a gift from my mother-in-law and my brother-in-law on my birthday, which was a bit more than a month ago.
Nice.
And they thought it's very, like, it suits me. And it's like, you know, those designs are kind of traditional designs. You see them a lot in tattooing.
It does, yeah.
And so the guy, this will look good on you. I'm like, wow, yeah.
You're right. You're right. Yeah. And they chose really well. But Dima, thank you so much for being on the show. Thank you so much for being on Vibes and Visas. We're here at your tattoo studio in Nanaimo, Vancouver Island, British Columbia. What's the name of your tattoo studio?
Red Cat Studio.
Red Cat Studio. Very interesting name. Why Red Cat?
It's nothing, too crazy. Very easy story. We have 2 red cats, 2 gingers.
Aww.
And seemed like a nice, catchy name, something that's, easy to remember. And, people like pets, people like cats. We had so many clients who came in and said, I just love cats, that's why I came here.
Wait, stop, for real?
Yeah.
It's like, actually, the universe does speak to someone in that way. You're looking to get a tattoo done, and then you love cats, and then you see red cats.
And lots of people get, little cat paw prints, little like kitty portraits, and something about their animals. People get a lot of tattoos that a reminder of their animal and their little.
Because it's something very important.
It is very personal and important, yes.
Like the way that tattoo, I've noticed you have a tattoo on your ring finger.
Yes.
Which one is the?
Ring finger, yes.
On the right hand.
In my country, it's right hand. In Canada, US, that's left hand. That's why I don't have anything here.
Wait, stop. You wear your ring on your right hand?
Yes.
That's interesting. I've never known that. Did you guys know that? I did not. So, oh yeah, you're telling me about that tattoo. When did you get that?
The day of our wedding back in 2014
Yeah.
in Edmonton. We just went and got it done at the day of our wedding.
Beautiful. Wait, did you draw it yourself?
Juliana came up with the design of a little maple leaf because we met in Canada, fell in love in Canada, got married in Canada.
Beautiful. So we'll get into the story of how you and your wife met and fell in love in Canada. We'll get to all of that. But we have to go back to the beginning a bit. Dima, what country are you from originally? The country that puts the ring finger on the right hand. What country is that?
Ukraine.
Ukraine.
Yes, I'm born and raised in Sumy, Ukraine.
Sumy.
Sumy.
Is there a meaning to the name Sumy?
Yes, it's literally backpacks or something like that. And on the emblem of a city there is 3 bags supposedly filled with gold, and they were lost by some royalty in a local river when they were passing by over a bridge or something. That's how the legend goes. And city is about 300-400 years old. So by Ukrainian standards, not that old.
Yeah.
But nice and old-ish.
It's an amazing story. Like for the city to be founded on that principle, that sounds like a fun story to hear when you're a kid. It's like, oh, that's dope.
Mostly, you know, many places have their story of origin, how they came to be, who kind of
the founders,
settlers, and what was going on in those parts. Ukraine is full of history.
When did you come from Ukraine?
I came in 2012.
2012.
Yes.
That's close to 11 years now. Nice, beautiful.
This fall is going to be 11 years since I'm in Canada.
Years. Even before we go on, Dima, you're from Ukraine. Right now, what's going on is the Russo-Ukrainian war.
Yeah.
The ICC issued an arrest warrant for Putin. We won't make it the base of our interview because we have a lot to talk about.
Yeah, of course.
But is there anything that you have in mind or you want to say about the whole thing? Because I have my opinions about it, how the loss of life in any capacity is a horrible thing, and it's just a horrible thing that's going on. But you as a Ukrainian, what do you feel about it?
It's hard to put in words. What do I feel about it?
Yeah.
I still have my grandma and my auntie who lives there, so I know things, you know, firsthand, not from the media.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of personal stories from our relatives, friends, friends of friends. The stories are very sad, if you can imagine.
Yeah.
Just a lot of death and destruction and horrible things that every war brings, and all reasonable people just want it to end as soon as it can, but you know, it's not up to us, honestly. It's not up to citizens, just regular people. It's all decided in, you know, in the offices, behind the scenes, behind the curtains, and it's all, you know, they say war is a rich man's trick. 100%. Somebody benefits, somebody profits off of that, and there's things that are out for everybody, you know, information in the media, in the sources, but there's also things that are, you know, not spoken about, and things that you shouldn't take at the face value of them. There's always something more to the story, you know. To any story, there's always something more, something we know, something we don't know, and something we don't even know we don't know. You know what I mean?
There's what you know, there's what you don't know, and there's what you don't even know that you don't even know.
Exactly.
There's a lot, yeah.
So all the reasonable people just wanted to stop, but when will it?
We can only pray for the best, I guess.
We can only hope and pray that all the people, our relatives, are okay, and this all ends rather sooner than later, because we're just gonna run out of people. Yeah.
Tell me about life when you grew up. You grew up in Ukraine. How old are you when you left?
Let's see, 21.
21.
Tell
me about life in Ukraine, growing up, going to school, hanging out in Ukraine. What was life like back then?
You know, when you're a kid, when you're a teenager, young person, life's good as long as you know, have your necessities covered. Plus, you have some, beer fund and fund for, go to a music show, go visit friends in a different city. So I'm blessed. I had a pretty good life back in Ukraine. I had fun, I had friends, I had, I was bathed in love in my family, although I'm raised without father. But my mom and my auntie and my grandma, that's who I grew up with, they all been taking really good care of me and pouring all of their love and resources into me. And
it's like that, that Shaggy song, Strength of a Woman. It's a beautiful song. It speaks about the strength of a woman. And I feel like you were raised
by strong women. Yes.
Yeah, by the strength of women.
Yeah, I didn't have an example of that, strong male figure in my life, but I had example of strong female figures in my life.
Yeah.
So I'm very respectful towards women. I never, play with women's feelings or whatnot. I always was honest, and from the start, in relationship, serious intentions.
Nice. And look at you here, married man.
I'm married man. I married Juliana. She was my first girlfriend in Canada.
Beautiful.
And didn't waste time on this search of soulmate. It was boom, meant to be together. You know what the funny thing is? We checked the horoscope, and the horoscope says about us, it's either we just go apart and never meet again, or we stuck together for life.
So it's like your paths were crossing like this. So it's either you do that or and then forever apart.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
So instead of this, you did this.
Yeah, exactly what we did. It was crazy from the start. I don't know for what reason, but we got a joint bank account in a month after we just started dating.
Okay, wait. I'm getting too excited about the you and
Yeah,
Juliana
people, don't do it. It's not an example. It's just my story. It turned out good.
I'm getting a bit too excited. I need us just to finish on Ukraine first.
Okay.
You left when you were 21. Had you finished uni by then? Because you studied high school. Do you remember the name of your high school?
There's no names, just numbers. Mine was number 3. So was Juliana's, my wife's.
Wait. What do you mean high schools don't have a name?
Like the school, right?
Yeah.
First, how many years of school? 10, 11 years of school?
Yeah.
From age of 7 up until you 17, 18?
Yeah.
It's just the school.
Wait, doesn't it have a name like Sume School or
No. That's next level in education system. It's like college or university. They had names. So mine was Sumy State University.
But the elementary school did not have a name.
No, just number.
Is that a common thing?
Yeah.
Wait, so if someone asks you, hey, Dima, what school do you go to? You go number 3?
Yeah, number 3.
That's... You're blowing my mind, Dima.
Really? Is it different?
Because I went to when I was in Kenya, you go from preschool to primary school. So preschool is from 4 to 6, primary school from 7 to 13, and then high school after that all the way to 18. So my preschool was Genesis Primary School.
Okay.
Primary school was White Cottage, and then high school was Alliance.
I was in Alliance.
So you see, their names.
Okay.
No, number 3.
Yeah, no. So here's this. There's no. It's like kindergarten.
Yeah.
From 3, 4 years old till 7 years old, and kindergartens had names like Sunshine or Ladybug or something, for kids. And then you go to school from age 7 to 17, and it's just school with a number. It doesn't have a name. And there is no junior, middle school, high school, it's all just school.
Together.
Just all one school, 7 to 17 years, you just in school. And then you either go to college or to university or, go kick rocks or go find a job.
What kind of subjects did you study in school? Because now I'm interested in
like school?
Yeah.
Or just all
Math.
those, math, biology, languages, literature, music, physical education,
You said languages.
chemistry.
How many languages do you speak, by the way?
Ukrainian, Russian, and English.
Oh, Ukrainian, Russian, and I didn't actually. Ukrainian, Russian. Are those two similar?
Very similar and at the same time very different. Probably just like
But
people
if you
are.
speak Ukrainian, can you understand Russian? If you speak Russian, can you understand Ukrainian?
A majority of Ukrainians, I'd say they can understand Russian.
Yeah.
But majority of Russians, they won't understand Ukrainians. And I think that's because right after USSR fell apart, all these kind of educational systems, the entertainment industry, all of that, it kept on rolling on the tracks that it already had.
Yeah, because you don't change it.
And it's all was Russian speaking. The books, the movies, the literature, the culture, in a lot of ways was only Russian speaking. And it just kept on going like that up until Ukraine started to produce more things in their own language.
Yeah, the
books, arts. Movies, all of that, they started to change, names. There was a gradual, slow process, but, my generation, they were still more Russian speaking, at least where I'm from.
Yeah.
And then new generation, like younger people, they were more Ukrainian speaking because the system changed, they printed new books, and the whole education became in Ukrainian. People started speaking Ukrainian more in their daily life. And it became even more, of course, after the war when Russian language became kind of...
not so...
And people who were speaking Russian their whole life and living in Ukraine, no problem. Right now, they tend to switch to Ukrainian, although they're not like fluent in it.
Yeah.
But they make an effort and to speak more and to carry, your native culture and to slowly separate ourselves from that.
Russia, to become to claim your identity as a Ukrainian.
Yeah, that's right.
So,
That's why you hear a lot, this phrase you mentioned, Slava Ukraini.
Slava Ukraini.
Yeah.
That means, remind me what that means?
Glory to Ukraine.
Slava Ukraini.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
nice.
and their response to that would be glory to heroes.
How do you say that in Ukrainian?
Heroyam slava. Heroyam slava. Heroyam heroes. Slava glory.
Heroyam slava.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
And so in this kind of Slava Ukraini, Heroyam slava, you can hear and understand the connection that Ukraine as independent state exists because of people who now perceived as heroes who fought and many of them died for this for the state
that you're enjoying now.
For the country, and the wars keep on going.
Dima is 21 years old before he leaves Ukraine. What is Dima doing at that point?
I graduated university. I was studying there for 5 years. I was studying in the field of electronics.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Nice.
Very, very scientifically packed and scientifically based electronics, not your,
not more physical.
not laptops and smartphones, but more like microscopes, more stuff for like research of different materials properties, thin films. And it all comes in handy when you make things like night vision.
Goggles,
things like that. Those properties of the metals and interactions between them in those multi-layers things, and the layers like really, really thin, like
nanometer,
atomic level. That's why electronic microscopes. That's why all this serious equipment just to study those things. And it sounds very cool and fun, but in reality, in that field there was no place to work. because the factory that was producing those microscopes and other equipment, it kind of fell apart. It was big factory in my hometown. A lot of my neighbor and my uncle was working there his whole life, but then the factory just kind of.
Okay, so you did that, and then did you leave immediately after you finished? Did you leave for Canada immediately after you finished?
No, I had no thought and idea of leaving the country after I graduated. I found a job at the local factory, producing. I was studying metal films, and now I worked in the producing of plastic films, thin plastic films, food wrap and stuff. And I worked there for about 7 months.
Yeah.
And then I decided to apply for visa, student visa, and come to Canada. And I found out about this college I came to from my friend of a friend who was in Canada for about a year at the time. And the feedback was wonderful. Canada is a great place, land of opportunity, and just come see Vancouver, beautiful city. Whether you want to stay here or not, it's just gonna be a nice experience. I'm like, okay, let's go. And so the motivation why I wanted to go somewhere, I didn't want to go Canada specifically. I just wanted to go somewhere. It was actually my personal love story and my heartbreak. My ex-girlfriend, she left me. She went to Germany, and she was supposed to come back, but she didn't, and she ended up starting dating a guy and marrying a guy, and she's now happily married and got kids. But anyways, at that time I was very heartbroken. You know me, I told you how I respect women and all that.
You're romantic.
I am.
Yeah.
I'm romantic to the bone, and I was like almost, ready to marry her and have kids. But she said to me over Skype, Dima, what are we gonna do with you back home? I'm like, what do you mean, what are we gonna do? Live life? Work jobs, raise kids,
keep staying in
everybody
love,
else. Yeah. And she goes, no, I want to stay in Germany. I'm not coming back. And I got real upset. I got sad. I thought I'm in love. I thought, all those things.
This is it. This is the person that you want.
Yeah. And then so I needed to do something. I needed to change. I couldn't just keep on going to the factory, that mundane work, day after day. But in my thoughts, I was, yes, I needed to change, and I decided, hey, I'm not a fool myself. I can go abroad somewhere, whether it's for long or for short term. I just want to, change things up and have new experiences. Started asking around, found out about college in Canada, applied, got my visa, and that's how I ended up in Canada.
So that was in 2012. It's beautiful. We're going to take a pause for a bit, because that's the point in the story where Dima decided, and it's beautiful how it came from something super sad, super tragic, but something that seems at the beginning to be the worst thing ever actually made you make one of the most significant decisions in your life ever.
But it was kind of, spontaneous decision. I didn't plan on it. I just, okay, let's go.
Let's go. There you go.
And it took me 4 months to get all the paperwork done. And in that time, I quit my factory job because I just wanted to, just
start something new.
Just get my mind clear, what I mean, before I go to another country. And I was just hanging out with friends. It was summertime. I was doing some sport. Was running, lifting weights. I was learning English. I was watching a lot of movies with subtitles and writing down every word that I didn't know and looking
it up.
Yeah.
Wait, at that point you only knew Ukrainian and Russian.
English. I was studying English from 7 years old. In Ukraine, we study English.
Okay.
So I knew it. I just thought I would benefit from learning more, and so I was like, self-taught, like watching movies with a dictionary, and then I took private lessons, not many, but just a few, just to kind of get more confident, just to catch up on things, and that helped. That gave me a bit of confidence, but still, I gotta say, first year in Canada, first year in different country, different environment, English speaking society, right? Was still a little bit shy, not as confident. So that's why I didn't pick up jobs like, serving people at the restaurant.
Yeah, because those ones you have to
although it was a good job and people were getting, tips and all that, I didn't feel confident to go work jobs like that because I needed to communicate a lot to people and answer their questions.
And it's a lot of, it's a lot of face-to-face human interaction.
Yes, but then as times goes by, you just end up, picking more and more and more of that English, and you hear it from everywhere: radio, music, people's conversation around you,
and you get more confident.
And then in the end, English, no problem, like whatever.
Let's.
I started having thoughts and dreams in
English.
Yeah, with time.
That's when you know. When you know you're good.
Yeah.
Let's take a slight pause in the story right there. At this point, Dima is 21 years old. It is 2012. He's gone let's go to Canada and study. He knows English, but isn't that confident about it. When we come back, Dima is going to tell us about his journey into Canada, landing, where he settled, how school went, and the path that led him all the way to opening Red Cat Studios. Because at that time, you weren't an artist at that time.
Oh, not at all.
You were not?
No.
So there's still a very big story, a very exciting story.
There's a gap we gotta fill.
Yeah,
yes.
We're coming through to fill that right here on Vibes and Visas. Do not go anywhere. Dima and Charlie will be right back.